So this might be a little bit longer because there's three different ways that we have to go about the same problem, but we're asked to solve the equation x squared minus 2 equals 7 using three different methods: graphing, factoring, and taking the square roots. Now graphing here, we look at it as two separate equations here. We say x squared minus 2 and 7. So 7, to graph 7, it just looks like a straight line, horizontal, when y is equal to 7 here. And we're basically seeing when these two cross each other. So x squared minus 2, basically what we can do is we can, when in doubt, plug in some x values, right? So if we're plugging in some x values, I'm going to start with 0. If x is equal to 0, 0 squared is 0 minus 2, which is negative 2. So when x is 0, y is negative 2. When x is 1, 1 squared minus 2 is negative 1. So when x is 1, y is negative 1. When x is negative 1, negative 1 squared is 1, minus 2 is also negative 1. 2, we plug it in, 2 squared is 4, minus 2 is positive 2. Same thing with negative 2. If we plug that in, we're going to get the same value of 2. Now, if we plug in 3, 9 minus 2 is 7. So when we plug in 3, we get 7. And when we plug in negative 3, we get 7. So what we see here is that our parabola here crosses at 7 when x is equal to 3 and when x is equal to negative 3. Now to solve by factoring, I'm first going to take the 7 and get rid of it on the other side here because I want to set it equal to 0. So I end up getting x squared minus 9 equals 0. Now factoring this, if we put b on top would be 0, c on the bottom would be negative 9. So we can plug in 3 and negative 3 because 3 times negative 3 is negative 9 and 3 plus negative 3 is 0. So we get x plus 3. So if we're factoring x plus 3, x minus 3, and we can split that into two equations, right? Because we're solving for when it's equal to 0 up here. So when x plus 3 is equal to 0, when x minus 3 is equal to 0. And then just solving for that, we get x is negative 3 and x is equal to positive 3. So same answer as when we graphed it. And then finally, taking the square roots, if we take x squared minus 2 equals 7, I'm going to solve for x squared. So I'm going to get x squared equals 9. Then I'm going to take the square root of both sides. So I get x is equal to plus or minus 3 because the square root of 9 is 3 and it can be positive or negative. And now we've solved all three ways and gotten the same answer 3 times.